A misty morning in the Cheviot Hills near Hexham, and a visit by the dogs cameras to the newly refurbished retired greyhound trust kennels run by Diane Gibbonson, a kennel that is expanding all the time. Diane is the wife of trainer George Gibbonson and told us how she became involved in looking after retired greyhounds.
Many years ago we used to take flapping dogs in from the flapping tracks because there was nowhere for them to go. We used to do it in the back garden, 3 or 4 at a time, and then took the kennels at Alnwick and took RGT dogs as well, or whatever dog was needing a home, and it progressed from there. Then we got the chance of this place to make a proper rehoming centre for greyhounds where they can be socialised. We've got quite a lot of volunteers who come up and take the dogs out on the beach, in towns, make sure they're little dog friendly, because a lot of dogs need to be, and that's where it all started.
What's the biggest challenge do you find in rehoming a greyhound?
Making sure it stops in that particular home. It's awful when they come back after they've been in a home a few days and for one reason or another it hasn't worked out. So making sure you put the right dog in the right home is the best way to do it.
Still plenty of old preconceived opinions of what the breed's about?
Lots. Most of people think that they need loads of exercise and boisterous and tear around chasing fluffy things. That's not the case. Most of them can become cat friendly with a little bit of time. Some obviously can't. And they just lie around. They have a burst of energy and then that's them for the day. So they don't need loads and loads of exercise.
Now, Diane, you run a racing kennel alongside a retirement kennel. Is that maybe to some people a conflict of interest?
Yeah, we have had a few people up who are anti-racing. And when I say, well, we run a racing kennel as well, they're like quite took back. But greyhounds love to run. I don't see anything wrong with it. And once you show them that these dogs are well looked after and rehomed after racing, you can convert them as well.
You can actually convert them to enjoying racing as well, can you?
Yeah. A couple of our volunteers were anti-racing and they go to the races now. And we've given one of the rescues a pup. It's only 5-month-old at the minute, but it will race and it'll be running for a charity.
Yes, one of these pups will be running for the charity, and as you would expect, the pups get the same love and attention as the retired greyhounds. But it's really a family affair at the kennel, with husband George and the rest of the family all helping out. George started his training career at Pelaw Grange, a homely track which has developed over the years and has been a springboard for many of the local trainers who've gone on to Newcastle and Sunderland. However, Diane has serious concerns over the financial future of the smaller tracks.
Pelaw caters for the little trainer with a couple of dogs. There is a few bigger trainers, but mainly little trainers. But that's from the flapping, which is a shame.
The flaps dying out, are they?
Definitely. And they will be gone before too long.
Good thing or a bad thing, on balance?
Personally, I think it's a bad thing. I like the flapping tracks, but it's the way of the world, and there will be... You need to have a vet in attendance, and the flapping tracks just can't cater for that. So I know the flapping tracks have got to go, but most of the trainers on the big tracks came from flapping tracks and learned everything there was to know about dogs there.
Well, can they do what Pelaw did, which is turn themselves from an unlicensed track into a licensed track? Lots more rules and regulations, a few more extra costs, but they seem to be surviving.
They'll try to do it, but I think most of them won't survive. It would be nice to think that places like Eads and Camas, Wheatley Hill could do that, but I think there would be too much expenditure for them to manage.
At the kennels there is plenty of room for the greyhounds to exercise and plenty of healthy grub to keep the old-timers ticking over. But Diane does believe that a policy needs to be put in place for retired greyhounds.
At the beginning, before they start racing, something should be put in place where they have a retirement fund set up for them as a pension or something. where they're guaranteed to be rehomed at the end, unless for some reason they can't be.
Because of course there are various costs involved in rehoming a greyhound. Run us through a few of those.
Vaccinations need to be up to date, they need to be neutered, and make sure they've had a dental. Most trainers make sure the vaccinations are up to date and they are neutered before they come into a rehoming centre nowadays, but you still get some that aren't.
And then of course you've got the kennel fees while the dog's here waiting to be homed.
Yeah. Some dogs can be here a couple of weeks and go straight out. Other dogs are here a year, maybe more, some of them, because they're just not chosen for one reason or another.
Unfortunately, we chose a day we couldn't see your beautiful surroundings, but I'd imagine there's some, and this will be a lovely place for retired dogs.
It will, they'll love it. It's all countryside. When it's all fenced off and they've got their proper runs outside, they can just lie and bask in the sun in the summer, because it's like living on a cloud up here.
It's more like living in the cloud, but our thanks to Diane for allowing our cameras to visit and the sterling work she does for the Retired Greyhound Trust.